Hi, I'm Barbara from Baronia Pets Cat and Dog Grooming. This is Bertie, the Bichon Cross Maltese. We're just going to show you some basic strokes with the clippers. If you have got a longer cut blade, as in this is a number 4 blade I'm using, or if you've got the one that came with the clippers, the number 10, you'll need to put on an extension comb, which will take it out to anywhere from 3/8 of an inch up to 1.5 inches. Some of the clipper sets do come with the extension combs. I would highly recommend you use them if you're trying to keep your dog looking at a tall fluffy. The number 10 blade is extremely short, so we normally wouldn't cut with this blade on its own except for around the belly and the bottom area, and anywhere that's mats. So if your matted dog comes into the salon, we will use a number 10 blade and shave that dog down, but it will be completely naked. So just be very careful if you've bought some clippers and all you've got is the blade it came with. I would say look into a bit more to get yourself an extension comb attachment. So if you are doing your dog though, stand up, Bertie. Oh, he's 13.5, he's doing all right. So there's a couple of places you can stand. One of the main things I should say before I start, just make sure before you start grooming your dog, you've got a good surface. I've luckily got this big sewing table to use, and I've put some of this matting that you can get from Bunnings, the yoga matting. It comes in a roll. Just got a couple of meters of that. It's just to give the dog a stable surface to stand on so that he doesn't feel uncomfortable at all. Okay, so I normally start at the back of the neck. Come here, Bertie. So see, I'm starting here where the collar line is, and I'm just going to come straight down the back. If I can do it in one stroke, that's great, but I'm just going to come down the back, take the hair off, and work my way down, going about 3 or 4 strokes down the side. I don't know if you can see that, he's very white, isn't he? Anyway, so I'm just making sure that he's got the same length off from here, from the shoulder area. Just going to come down to his elbow. Just take that down behind the arm, under the belly. So this is all very slow, simple strokes. You may end up with a very rough clip if you're not going over it and over it, but if all you're trying to do is maintain your dog's coat, then this is all you need to do. If your dog is a male, make sure you've got your hands over his private parts so that you don't get anything caught. And just watch out for mats and things. This area here is a flap of skin. You don't want to be coming this way towards the flap. You should always come down and maybe have your hand behind something to rub the clipper over so that it doesn't catch the skin. Okay, you can stretch the skin so that it's nice and flat. Come down the leg. This is a really quick sort of clip that I'm doing. Turn around, Bertie. So as you can see, oops, compare that leg to that leg. I'm just going to come down here, down the back, down the foot. It's just pushing the hair off. What I'm showing you here is essentially a pre-clip. What I would normally do is a pre-clip before the bath, but because he's already clean, once I've shown you the moves, I'll turn off the video and finish clipping it off. So anywhere that's fluffy, just be very careful. You know where his skin and his surfaces are, any flaps that might be in the way. This is where experience comes in. I'm just doing it because I know where the problem areas are. But if you're doing it for the first time at home and you're just trying to keep your dog maintained, just turn around. Turn. Good boy. Okay, just come down the leg very gently, right down to the toes. Just take it off there. Not a lot to it really, once you know how. You can push it off from this side if you want. Turn around, Bertie, so that people can see. Oops. Oh. And if they like lying down, you do have to stand them up, otherwise you'll never get anywhere. So I'm going to work from this side just so you can see. So again, going from the neck area. Okay. Taking from the collar, down the leg. down behind the leg here. Take that bit. And just to the top of the tail. Bertie keeps a fluffy tail, so we'll be dealing with that with some scissors in a minute. But for now, that's all you need to worry about. Just keep to the skin, roll it underneath. If this part is flat on your dog, then you shouldn't have any trouble keeping the length the same all over. Obviously you won't do it in 5 minutes, you might not do it in an hour. You can give the dog breaks. Can't we, darling? Yes, we can. You give him breaks if he needs them. Just come down around the collar, push the hair off. You can see where you've done. I'll show you around the bottom area. So, Bertie, lift the tail up, just push that around. Don't go over the bottom with a blade unless you know what you're doing. You can just do that with a pair of scissors if you want, if you've got a bottom with some hair around it. Just make a little diamond around it. That'll just keep that clear of any mess. Hey, good boy. Okay, so a good pair of scissors helps. Keep the hair off the table if you can. Keep it nice and clear. To hold this leg up here. Oops, 10. Okay. So to get this leg at the front, I just put my hand behind his leg and hold it up a little bit. That way I've got a nice straight surface. Run it down to the toes, off the bottom. Okay. Again, at home you're probably not going for a super duper clip, you're just trying to get the hair off. So you can do it neatly, run into any knots, just worry them off if you can. You won't be able to do that if you're using a comb attachment because it will get stuck. So if you run into a knot with a comb attachment, you might have to switch to your short blade and just take those knots off quickly. Okay, good boy. Again, as on the other side, put your hand behind the flap. Make sure you don't catch anything. Alright, when it comes to the front, just hold the head up, chin in the air, and come down. Okay, the dog has a lot of flaps here. You want to be very careful, don't go too hard, because you can catch the flap of skin from the neck in your clippers, which can cut them. Not a good plan. So that's all we're doing. We're just coming down, taking off all this knotty hair. Once I've done him all over once, I'll just go over him again until I'm happy that I've got a fairly even coat. Okay, so you have to kind of go with what the dog wants to do. He wants to lie down, so I'm just resting him on my arm. So I've still got surfaces I can work on. Alright, good boy. Okay, sometimes I use my body to provide a surface to lean on. But essentially, that's all we're doing for now. Just stop that while I finish a bit. Okay, so I've gone over Bertie probably 90%. So he's pretty close to being done as far as today. I might finish him off tomorrow. But one thing I will show you, so he gets quite knotty underneath his chin here. He gets into the water and his food gets stuck in there. It's quite common with these sort of dogs with fuzzy beards. So there's nothing wrong with taking the clipper right up under his chin, just bringing it down. So I'm just using his lip line, his jawline as my point. Take that hair all the way down, all the way around. He's still going to have a nice little teddy bear face when I'm finished, because I'm going to leave this longer. In fact, that's where the extension comb for me comes in on my small clipper. So we're just going to use that to take the hair off his face. Now obviously at home you won't have one of these likely, but if you do have an extension comb on your regular clipper, then this is where you could make it a little bit longer, all over the body, or in fact over the top of his head. So we're just going to take that over the top, give him a fairly short cut today because obviously it's winter and we just don't have time to maintain the coat at the moment. So Just take it 1, 2, 3 over the top, inside the ears, pull the ear back over the head. So I'm holding the ear here, and I'm just going to take that over the top here. So if I'm doing a really nice cut on him, usually I'll leave him with a very round head. I won't clip over the top, I'll use scissors. But today we're just doing basic maintenance because he was getting a bit messy. So that's the way to do that. Bring this head over. So holding the ear on top, holding the snout with my fingers, come down the side, and I'm coming down from the nose down to the jaw, so that he's going to have a nice even cut there. If you find you've got knots behind the ears, you will have to use your short blade to get those knots off. Okay, and stay there, Dodgy. And I just skim over the top of the ears so that they don't stick out too much. You can cut into them a little bit if you want, and just come down a ½ inch or so. Just depends what you want to do with the dog. Up, up, up. Okay, and we're just going up there, off to the sides. And that's pretty much it. And you've got hair down here between the legs. Just hold his front leg up, bring it forward. You can get that bit there. I know, it's yes. Okay, and just anything else you see that's just been a little bit knotty or whatever. Again, flaps here. Don't do it unless you're aware of where all the flaps are. Come down towards the flap. Come back from the other side towards the flap. Don't go like that unless you know what you're doing. Okay, so I'm just doing that bit there. I'm not going near the flap. Just really doing his belly. That's pretty much it, other than the final scissoring. So I'll put up a photo of Bertie when he's finished. Scissors come in when we're doing faces, and this is what you pay us for, is to know how to do faces and so forth. Most people find legs the hardest thing to do, so just things like holding behind the elbow. You can get a nice straight leg, whether you're clipping or using the scissors. So holding that leg there. If you hold this leg up, you can get your clipper down the inside of that leg. Same on this side. Hold that leg up. Gives you plenty of access to come down that side. Same at the back. Up, up. Up, up, up. Okay, at the back. You've gone down the outsides. Here he's still quite fuzzy. So to get that inside leg, I'm going to lift up the opposite leg and come down. So I've got plenty of room to work then. I'm going to come down the inside. Okay, let's take those last little bits and straggly bits off. Same on this side, lift this leg up, come down that way. So we try not to make the dogs move their joints too much, because that can be painful. Hopefully that's helped you a little bit. It certainly helps to finish off with scissors and things to make them neat and tidy. So I'm going to sign off now and finish him off, and then I'll put a photo up at the on the Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Baroniah Pet Grooming. That's PET grooming. Hopefully your dogs won't get too messy while we're in downtime, and we'll see you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.